Hey, it's Morella and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited because I'm going to be showing you how to do a little bit of color correction on some previous box dye, and this look is going to be complete with a face frame, some hairline highlights, some foilayage, and I'm also going to finish it off with a gorgeous rosewood shade that's perfect for any brunette. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a tutorial. Now let's go ahead and get started.
So it's been about 2 years since my model has done any color to her hair. However, during 2020, like most people, they went to the store and got some box dye, and she actually used some black box dye over this previous balayage. So you can see this clear line of demarcation, and we're just going to work on bringing some of this balayage right on up, and overall just kind of giving her a brighter end result. But first we're going to trim off these scraggly ends because it's not doing any justice for her. In fact, it's actually making her hair look a lot thinner. And then I'm going to prep her hair with Malibu CPR. So this is going to remove any oxidative dyes that are kind of lying around from that box dye that she had, as well as removing any buildup and mineral deposit and literally everything. I absolutely love CPR to give me a nice canvas, so that way my lightening products and any color I do is going to do the best job possible. So I'm just going to mix that up equal parts to 4 ounces of room temperature water, and then I'm going to use C Professional clarifying shampoo specifically on the mids and ends where her previous color was at, just to make sure that I am prepping the hair before the CPR. Since she didn't have any color on that new growth, my main focus for the clarifying and for the CPR is just those mids and ends where that previous color was at. So once I get the CPR on, I'm just going to put a processing cap on her and place her under the dryer for about 30 minutes. Now you can see a huge difference in the vibrancy and brightness of that previously colored hair. And now this gives me a great canvas to go ahead and pre-section her. I'm using her natural part right down the center, and she does want a little bit of a money piece, but something super natural, but I am going to go ahead and isolate that so we can put a lot of attention to detail for that front section. And then from the apex right behind the ear. And then for the back, I'm just isolating out a horizontal line across the occipital and then 2 V sections for that hairline. Now, what I'm going to be using for this project is C Professional Blue Powder Lightener at a 1:2 mixing ratio with 20 volume developer. Now, my client wears her hair up a lot, and normally I would take her highlights right onto the hairline by holding the hair all the way up and then weaving out my highlights. However, we're not going to do that this time. We're going to put these highlights behind the section, and the reason is because this is going to look a lot more natural. Because she's naturally brunette, I don't want that blonde right on the hairline. I want it to kind of look like it's peeking through a little bit. So you just want to make sure that it's thin enough that you can see through it, which is why I did this little comb test. And then I'm just going to simply flip this foil up instead of putting it down because it makes it a little bit more difficult to paint on to the neck area. So that's why I'd like to do this little flip up technique. And the head itself gives me a little bit more room and space to paint on this lightener. I'm going to put in 2 back-to-back foils on each side of the head. So for the back hairline, it's going to have a total of 6 foils because I'm also going to finish up by putting 2 horizontals to marry these 2 pieces together. Now this can change and vary between clients because everybody's head shape and neckline is completely different. On some people, you're only going to add in 4 foils or maybe even 5, but for this particular client, we're going to add in a total of 6. Just a little tip, if you are working with more fragile hair, or maybe you're working with hair that's already blonde and you're not trying to get it too light, you can start off with these hairline highlights with a lower volume developer. I felt that with what I was doing, 20 volume is just fine for these highlights here, but definitely keep that in mind on your formulation for each and every single client. Something to note for these back-to-back highlights is they are in fact back-to-back. That means I take a really small 1/4 inch subsection and then just highlight right on top of that. So there's very little hair in between these first 2 foils along that hairline. And then once I get these hairline highlights into place, I'm then going to start taking horizontal sections for the remainder of this occipital down section that I have going on. And each of my sections are about 2 fingers length deep. And then I'm simply just going to go ahead and highlight right on top of that. You can see I'm using my Dreamweaver comb, but if you don't have this tool, just simply highlight and weave that section right on out. And then put your big pop of foils onto the Cooboard and then paint onto that foil if you want that hair to stick so it doesn't move. That's just kind of like a little pro tip. And then you can go ahead and apply your lightener towards that mid zone to kind of sandwich that hair right on down and carefully just stroke up for a really beautiful rooted blend. I'm going to finish up this bottom section with one more highlight, and you can tell this is a pretty wide section that I'm working with, which is exactly why the big pop of foils are essential in order to do this technique. Now, if you have standard size foils on hand, no problem at all, just simply split this section into 2 when you're working with super wide sections. But I particularly love having these tools on hand because it makes highlighting go by so much more quickly. Once I get in these painted foilayage foils, I'm then going to start integrating some diagonal pieces, creating triangular sections. And a lot of people call this bricklayering, but basically what this is going to do is create little triangular pockets of depth within the hair. To start it off, I'm going to take a V section from the side of my section to the center. So again, creating that V pattern and then highlighting with the same technique on each side. And then once I'm done with these 2 foils, I'm then going to take a horizontal section and continue on with this pattern as I move up throughout the hair. A couple of tips as you work throughout the interior back section of your client's hair is don't be afraid to do some creative placement, like some V blending, like I'm doing for this particular section right here. So I'm really focusing on painting the exterior, creating a slight V with a little bit of depth. Between the teasy light that we created with the Cooboard, along with the foilayage placement and the placement of the lightener, you can really get a gorgeous blended rooted effect that's super low maintenance. Next, I'm going to get started on that money piece, and I decided to start on that front hairline specifically because I knew if I continued on with that top area, the foils were probably going to get in the way. So that's really the reason, but you can also leave these for last if it's doable for you. Now, I'm applying these a little bit different than I did in the back hairline highlights. These ones are right on the hairline by pushing the hair all the way back and highlighting towards me, isolating those hairs. And I'm gonna put in 2 back-to-back highlights with no hair in between the foil. Once I get those 2 highlights put in, I'm then gonna add a 3rd highlight, but I am gonna incorporate a subsection, so some hair in between that foil. But I'm also going to be using that Dreamweaver comb to go ahead and lift out those highlights for me and just take these highlights all the way to the root. Now I decided to do the exact same thing to this 3rd section that I created because this is the perfect placement because she does wear her hair right down the center. So I'm going to finish this up with 2 more back-to-back highlights and then incorporate that 3rd highlight with the Dreamweaver comb. If you want to check out more money piece tutorials, be sure to check out the perfect money piece placement. The link is in the description of this video. After I get this money piece highlight all said and done, I'm then going to start out with the final 2 side sections, and I'm going to use that teasy light without the tease technique that I did in the very back. However, I'm going to be doing diagonal forward sections. Now I decided to do diagonal forward sections because this placement is going to look really beautiful and ribbony if she were to pull her hair forward, and then if she wears her hair back, we're going to get a much more blended effect. She likes to wear her hair in naturally curly styles as well as straight, so I thought I'd give her a lot of options with this placement. And I also am adding in some V'd sections with this painting. So you can see I'm coming up a little higher on that exterior and a little lower on the interior of her hair. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about placements, be sure to check out my other hair tutorial for foil placements and the effects they create. The link is in the description of this video. I'm gonna finish up this entire side section, and I'm only gonna leave out a small triangular section on the very top because I just want her natural to kind of veil over, and I'm gonna use those naturally highlighted pieces that she had from her previous color, just kind of lighten up on the ends, and I'm only gonna process her for about 45 minutes. Now, this is the big reveal. We're going to remove these foils, and you're going to see that even though it's been 2 years since that black box dye and we did that CPR treatment, we still had a lot of warmth on those ends. Because she wasn't lifted as light as we really were hoping for on those ends, we simply just had to adjust the toner formula to the level that we lifted to, and she was actually okay going a little bit warmer and darker for her final shade. So I'm going to be using equal parts of 8ROM and 5RB with a few ribbons of 7cc. And I'm going to mix this up 1 to 2 with 9 volume developer. Because of the placement that we went in with, I don't need to do a shadow root formula. So this is just a 1 toner application, which makes this technique even more time saving. So I'm just going to apply this from roots to ends right at the bowl, and I'm going to process her for a full 20 minutes room temperature. The overall goal was to create something that was really wearable, rosy, and slight hints of pink and copper. Keep in mind that you have ultimate control of the type of finish that you want to create with your toners, so you do have the option of doing 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, and then processing for 5 to 20 minutes. The choice is yours on these toners. Once she was done processing, I used C Professional Luxe shampoo and conditioner right at the bowl, and then layered in Luxe leave-in and gave her a blowout. And then I layered in Silkening heat cream onto her dry hair so that way I could give her some gorgeous curls. And this product's actually going to give her thermal protection, which is really important when creating creative shades with any of your toner formulas. I finished off her style with C Professional spray clay for added volume and texture. And here's the final result of this mini color correction from black box dye into this really wearable rosewood shade using all C Professional color. So just to give you a little recap, we used C Professional Blue Powder Lightener at a 1 to 2 mixing ratio with 20 volume developer. And then I finished off her toner formula using Demi Permanent, 8ROM, 5RB, and a few ribbons of 7cc.
So I really hope you enjoyed this hair tutorial, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and comment down below what your favorite part of this entire tutorial was, and I'll be sure to respond. You can also find me on my other social channels like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, all under Morella Manelli. And if you enjoy listening to podcasts, be sure to check out my podcast called Hair B&B. It's a podcast where I help hairstylists just like you simplify color, styling, and their beauty biz. And if you want to check out more free education, be sure to head on over to morellamanelli.com, where you can sign up for my newsletter and get free education sent right to your inbox. And finally, be sure to check out my other hair tutorials right here on this channel, and I will see you next time.